Welcome back to another video. So today I wanted to do something slightly different to what I usually do. Usually if I talk about other channels, they're not usually in a negative way. I thought I would do one that's more positive. So for anyone who's sort of following me in terms of looking at when I do videos, not many people, I don't get many views on them when I talk about trading or leverage trading or anything like that. Anyone who is, then this video is dedicated to show you other channels that are really, really good in terms of TA and their channels are essentially showing every single more or less every single popular crypto at the moment, and they do charting on it, they do analysis, they do technical analysis on it. I'm going to show you my favorite first, and then the other two. There's three in total. So this is my favorite guy at the moment because I've been watching him for about, I would say, a year now, maybe a bit less. This is my favorite guy because he is the most switched on, technical, savvy crypto chart guy I think I've ever seen. He has like years and years and years of experience that he says that he's had on his videos, but I'll give you just an idea of how good he is. Let's do just do Bitcoin. So let's just do this one.
Hey everyone, welcome back to Crypto Cash. Thanks again for joining me here. Hope you're having a fantastic day. Quick look here at Bitcoin, seeing what's going on. It's definitely recovering here for now, but I wouldn't get super excited just yet until we break through some trend lines and or upper resistance levels. We're a little ways away from that. We'll describe what those are, of course, but the concept here is that closing above 42,500 yesterday, which it did barely within about the last 15 minutes of trading, it just creeped up above 42.5 yesterday. We were able to get that confirmation though, tentatively, that we shouldn't necessarily try to short and get too crazy. Obviously, a lot of red in the market, so you probably will have better luck in general shorting coin.
He starts to talk about like what's just the intro of what he's going to be talking about. He then starts to talk about his trading group, which you can of course join. They follow signals and patterns that he puts on his premium Discord, but that's a paid service from him. He then shows you the liquidation chart, so high levels of liquidation coming from people longing or shorting. He then gives his sort of analysis of whether or not he thinks that's going to happen based on the charts.
Bullish indicators minus one MACD divergence on the weekly. Everything else still looks very bullish. Okay, so we got to recognize there's still a lot of good things going on. Anyways, just want to kind of throw that out there, a preface in case you didn't already know. That's roughly what we're looking at there for a sweep of that 44K mark. And then we'll go ahead and kind of go from there and see roughly what the market looks like after. So 4-hour time frame, let's look at that here in a minute. First and foremost, daily time frame. I do usually cover the weekly and the monthly, but we've already discussed that kind of in great detail last few analysis. So we're just going to go ahead and skip over that for now and just kind of reaffirm the fact that we're over the 20-day SMA, hanging out there at about 42K. That's held as a potential support level for us. And just know if the price comes down to that level, it doesn't mean it's just going to bounce right off of it. It just kind of implies that we're still on the right side of the tracks, being above the 20. Okay, that's like kind of that short-term macro shift in momentum. Okay, so being below the 20 typically disadvantageous. We've been above for the last week or so, and that's a good sign. Taking a look at the 50 and the RSI, we can see 43,000 is essentially that level. Right there, closing above 43 today would be super huge. Okay, now I wanted to close her above 42,500 because that's a key.
So as you can see as well, he gives sort of patterns and more or less signals to his audience, the viewer, if you were going to watch it. So he usually says if it finishes above this sort of area, then he would consider taking a trade on it, long or short, for example. So I've just gone over sort of like a rough idea of how he just does his videos. But like I was saying, he gives us sort of like a indication to whether or not it would be a good idea anytime soon to do a long or short position. And he gives his sort of conclusion towards the end, usually, on whether or not it's a good idea to get in now or just to put on the brakes and wait. So he's very, very good at that. So I watch him for those reasons, whether or not it's a good idea to get in, based on the crypto I would be trading, if it would be whatever I trade. And I use him as like a signal, you could say. And I use two other people more as like confirming factors as well. But this is my sort of, this guy is like, he's a top tier guy. If I was to go for any sort of opinion based on his analysis on charts, it would be him. So he would be my number one recommendation if you are getting into sort of trading, just to follow his YouTube channel. I'll put his link in the description so you get a rough idea of what to expect from his videos. His videos are just like this, every video, but for different cryptos, right? Next guy is CryptoZX. He's good as well. So I use him for more or less what's going on for crypto news, like individual crypto news. So he's a younger, you can tell he's a younger guy, but he's very well educated in this space. So if we look at, for example, that Dimension. Right, I finally got to his video because of adverts playing. Or at least they're not scam adverts this time. It's more like June and, I don't know, something else. But this new June film, randomly off topic, doesn't look as good as the part 1 at all. This looks strange. Anyway, I enjoyed part 1 a lot. So this guy, he would be another recommendation for you if you're getting into trading and just to follow patterns from different cryptos. So just to give you an idea, let's have a listen.
All right, welcome back to the CryptoZX channel. We're going to be talking about everything Dimension token because the amount of requests that I've been getting about DYM token is literally astonishing. So we're going to talk about DYM token. I'm going to share my personal thoughts with you guys.
You can see why I say he's a bit younger, because he says literally astonishing when it's not literally. But yeah, you can just tell from his tone and just how he speaks. He's a bit younger, but he's very, very good. Very good.
Guys, on this, do the overall, price analysis, see what is happening, and of course what we could be expecting. But before we get into it, guys, as always, just a quick disclaimer: anything on this channel is not financial advice. Always do your own due diligence and research when you are investing in cryptocurrency. So DYM token is absolutely killing it today, up 17.6% over the past 24 hours in USD comparative, with the price currently sitting at $6.10. It's also up 13% over the past 24 hours in BTC comparative, with the market cap currently sitting at almost $900 million, and the circulation supply is currently sitting at 146 million, with the 24-hour trading volume currently sitting at $320.7 million. So a lot of things to discuss. I'm going to share my personal thoughts with you.
So that's his usual intro for all these different cryptos that he goes over. What you just heard is identical to everything he says on every single video, which is good because you get a rough idea and an overview of what to expect.
You guys, what I think is happening. So, Dimension, what is this product? Solana blockchain, you were eligible for somewhat, the airdrop. And your boy CryptoZX, I shared this with you guys yesterday as well. You can see this for yourself. I said crypto really out here changing lives. Who else got the DYM airdrop? And I was able to get myself about 243.3 DYM token. And again, I did not stake Celestia, but I did have, Solana blockchain. As you guys know, I use Solana.
So as you can tell, he goes over the news and what to expect around the crypto that he's talking about. So this airdrop, he got a certain amount. He then talks about his opinions about it, what he's potentially going to do with it, those sorts of things. He obviously says not financial advice, but that's just what he's doing.
That you have staked, just will rise up in value. Yesterday I said, there is a chance that I regretted big time, but there's so much going on in the crypto space. So, at the end of the day, free money, right? So you can't complain.
Just off topic, like he said, there is so much going on. This is a big example, Dimension. Not everyone is going to get this. I didn't get this. Because there's so much going on, you're not even aware of it. This was not, to me, I was not hyper aware of this until the last 2 days. Everyone's talking about it, and I was like, what? I didn't even really know this almost existed. So you have to be, because there's so many projects out there. I focus on the projects I'm already in, and then I only have a certain amount of time dedicated in the day to prioritize my thoughts towards them and just do research on them and the latest updates. For example, anything Solana or anything Jupiter or Atlas or Pyth or Flux. I look at these projects because I'm in them. I don't really have you don't really necessarily have all the time in the world to focus on and find new projects, because you are more or less finding reasons in the day to research the ones you're already in. But of course, it's a great idea to do research on finding new projects like this that you're not really aware of. I wasn't really aware of this.
But I'm not saying that the Dimension.
But I wouldn't even been eligible for this one.
Overall, the way this project is coming up, I'm not saying that this cannot, pull in some crazy numbers and potentially, massive airdrops. Because let's face it, if you're staking your Dimension tokens, there's a chance, if there's a lot of projects, blockchains that launch from new developers, they might want to give a certain percentage of their tokens to the people that are actually staking Dimension. So, of course, this increases the you understand. A lot of people understand this, and with the total supply, of course, in the future there will be unlocks, right? Of course, in the future unlocks will happen, but the more the more Dimension that is staked, the more chances of the overall unlock to be lower. And of course, there's a burning mechanism. If you do your research on it, you kind of get the idea as to what is going on. So right now, the Dimension market cap is around, you could say, Dimension, possibly, if more and more interest, I think about actually doing a whole series on different airdrops, how you can qualify and stuff like that. And this should just give you.
So yeah, he's a very good sort of person when it comes to looking at trends and what's going on. This video is not the best example for TA, but he does go into a lot of TA as well. I'll also give you a bonus one as well, a bonus channel that is a new channel that deserves a lot more subscribers, and I think he's going to be big. That's at the end. So next one is Selinix Crypto. Let's do a Bitcoin one again. I talk about Solana a lot. So this guy, he is very TA. He shows as well.
Good morning, everybody. Welcome back.
He shows as well open interest, like a lot of. If there's a lot of open interest in that sort of crypto, for example, then there's going to be more sentiment for it to go up. There's going to be more reasons for it to go up on that specific day.
Back to Selinix Crypto. Hope you're all doing great. Hope you're having a great week so far. And I think your portfolios, at least, are doing pretty well. And if it's not doing well, then you're doing something wrong. All right, because the markets are up in general. Bitcoin obviously leading the pack. Bitcoin dominance also getting higher again. Yesterday we saw some Ethereum strength, but here you can see Ethereum against Bitcoin, and you can see that yesterday when Bitcoin really started pumping, Ethereum became weaker, and that is something we've seen more often. I mean, we're getting some more news regarding the Ethereum ETF, etc. So that creates quite a lot of bullish momentum for Ethereum. But so far, like all the times it actually happened in the last month or so, it hasn't really resulted in anything major. At the start of January, it did, right? So LDO, SSV, etc. They rallied a lot. But right now that's different, all right? But or at least that just was a lot of liquidity still to the upside for Bitcoin, right? So here you can see, especially around 44,000, there was a lot of liquidity. There's still quite some liquidity up here at 45,000 and 46,000 even potentially. But that's no longer most important. Most important now is whether Bitcoin can actually get a major bullish breakout, all right? Because we already broke above the value high right here. But I would say that this level, especially to be precise, 44,730 is still key. And what I said yesterday is that I did think
that's where we are right now, sort of. Yeah, we're in this area.
we would go up to this level, but I also said that I did not expect us to break above that level, right? If you remember. So do I think we can break above this? Yes, but I'm not 100% certain. I mean, right now for Bitcoin, obviously we have bullish fundamentals, but the open interest, it's good. But if you compare this open interest with where it's been before, it's basically at the same levels as all the times we actually rejected off of this level. So is the open interest enough? Is there enough momentum? I'm not sure about that at this moment. All right. So in the end, I mean, we'll see. At this point, I would say if you really start to micro-analyze, we're in this level between 44,750 and then our local support is like 44,250. One of those levels is going to break. Which one is going to break first is going to be the most important one and the trendsetter. Now, I don't think you need to be worried about a fake out like this. Back here, the 3rd of January, what was the case is that...
All right, so you get an idea of how he sort of does his videos. And the reason I'm doing this video is not because I'm in love with these people. No. The reason I'm doing it is because I know there's a few people who actually watch my videos on leverage trading and may just be gambling or may just be looking at, I don't know, for example, this, and you're thinking, okay, it's going to continue to go up, but there's no sort of other reasons why other than looking at just it's going green. So it's a good idea if you were to follow these channels I've been talking about, and I will give the bonus one at the end in a second. But the reason I watch these three people is, one is for extreme technical analysis, which is this guy. Like, he goes through such detail on just a 9-10 minute video on whether or not it's a good opportunity to get into a trade now or wait. You know, that's the end result you're looking for when you're looking at this. Or he gives indications as well. Is it a good time to take profit? Is it a good time to get out? You know, he shows resistance levels. He says usually as well, Bitcoin will resist at, say for example, this level. He says it will resist at this level coming up because he shows the resistance levels on the chart, you know, months or weeks back or whatever. And then he says it's a good time for them to get out. So he gives sort of like a rough idea. And, you know, I would say 80 to 90% of the time he's right, based on patterns and analysis on the chart that he gives. He's more or less most of the time he's right, but that's obviously just given the indications on the market and the resistance levels. You know, that's why they're there. And that's kind of why he has 51,000 subscribers, because he does a very good job. He's very thorough. But the reason why I follow these three is because I want more confirming factors for myself to get into a trade, right? And that's kind of what you should be looking for as well. I use this guy for the extreme technicals. I use this guy, the Crypto ZX, you could say younger guy compared to the first guy, more or less for the analysis of trends, the news, patterns that's going on, and on socials as well. He covers all the socials, events, plus TA as well. He does TA. This wasn't the best example for the video, but he does that as well. So he covers more like the whole spectrum of that crypto. And this guy as well for more of like a confirming factor for this guy, if they follow the same sort of TA, if his resistance levels or support levels are more or less the same as the first guy, then it's more of a confirming factor for me to get into a trade, right? So it's good to get other people's opinions and to confirm one or the other, or if they don't really confirm each other, then it's just I bypass it and just look at it myself, whether or not I want to take that risk based on one or the other, or just, you know, look at my own sort of skills and TA and figure out if it's a good opportunity for me to get in. For example, now I would look at this. All these four indicators here are below, so it's a great time to get in. That's what the indication is on the 4 hour. That would be my personal choice, right? But I use these three channels to more or less justify why. Just give more confirming factors, whether I should sell, take profit, take a position, you know. Is it a good time to jump out? Those sorts of things. All right, one more bonus. So one bonus channel is this channel. I don't know, I've stumbled upon him obviously because I was watching these other 3 people. But this guy, he's got 276 subscribers, but he does a really good job. Let's do, so he's doing a little challenge himself. 500 to 5,000, that's what he's doing. But he'll get there before me, that's for sure. Let's just look at this. I don't know what this one is.
Hello guys, welcome back to another technical analysis here on Bitcoin. I want to cover what I do believe for the longer term projections and then the short term as well. So if we start by looking here at the daily chart on Bitcoin, I wanted to discuss a bit the price action we're having here. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, almost 9 days now that Bitcoin doesn't have done anything, and each day the price action is getting worse and worse. The momentum is losing, and we're making these smaller and smaller moves. I do think
so. This video was a day ago, so it doesn't take into account the 44.8 where we are right now.
I think this is a bullish sign on the longer term sense. Bitcoin is already at 42,000, and price is adjusting itself to this level. So this means that people are accepting 42,000 as a fair value for Bitcoin. And we're already at 42, so this means Bitcoin can go much higher. Usually if you can see the topping patterns that we have is usually Bitcoin comes very quickly and before then we drop. But we have been going sideways for a very long time, so I do think this is a very bullish sign. So on the short term, I do expect something like this. We have these higher lows all the time we're making here, and I do believe some of them need to be taken out. At the same time, we have these lower highs all the time, and these need to also be taken out because there are shorts building up, there are longs building up. So one scenario I have here on Bitcoin, there's a small demand zone here. So I don't think we need to take out all these, but I think 2 of these at least. So I would really like to see Bitcoin do something like this, maybe more sideways, before we have a drop down, and then Bitcoin is going to take off. So this would be my ideal scenario. Of course, we can also just take off like this, but I don't like we have 1, 2, 3, 4 touches on this trend line. In my opinion, that's not something I like to see. Of course, Bitcoin, if it's very...
In the end, we did take off. So yeah, you can see from here, just from this, minute and a half that you've just been listening to, how sort of good he is and underrated. 276 subscribers. He deserves a lot more. Go and subscribe. I do recommend. So yeah, this video is just more or less telling you, if any one of you guys follow me based on my trading and the goal I've got to get to a certain amount of money, over 50k basically, based on a £1,000 trading account, then I strongly recommend, if that's what you are doing as well, like if you've got those sorts of targets, right, to follow these people that I've gone over. They're in the description, the links, all of them. Go and follow all 3 or 4. I've got 4 now. Go follow all of them. Choose your best couple, maybe. And then really just, if you're considering trading or you just want to, get a good entry, even for your spot position, they're very, very good tools to use, these people. I can't highly recommend them enough. So that's why I'm doing this video. I don't make money from this, really. Pennies per video, right? All these trading ones, literally nothing. So yeah, I thought I'd just share this for you guys because these are the tools I've been using for several months to a year now. If this is something you are considering in the near future, then maybe subscribe to these people. Alright, well, I think that's it. Let me know your thoughts if this has helped. If you already follow these people or 1 or 2 of them, let me know in the comments. Cheerio.